Music video history. Madonna's pink Marilyn Monroe style dress from her Material Girl video is hitting the auction block. The pre-sale estimate is $100,000 to $200,000, but Julian's auction house says it could fetch a whole lot more next month. That dress, by the way, was originally made for a TV movie about Marilyn Monroe, but was later rented out for the Madonna video. War is coming on Stranger Things.
For a while, we tried to be happy. Normal. Now it's the gospel.
We're getting our first look at the new season of Stranger Things with the Mind Flayer giving out ominous warnings about that war. The first volume of series 4 episodes drops, season 4 episodes, that is, dropping on May 27th with a second bunch on July 1st. Wednesday news time 4:39.
Golden blossom honey makes everything taste better.
My family loves my cooking. That's because I always have plenty of Golden Blossom honey in my pantry. Doesn't it feel great when all you hear around the table is, what did you do? This is delicious. Golden Blossom honey is the highest quality honey. You can taste the difference. Golden Blossom is a thicker, richer honey. That's why it tastes so good. I love to bake, and Golden Blossom honey is the perfect ingredient. I use it in honey cake, pumpkin pie, cookies. Golden Blossom is the tastiest honey there is. Your perfect partner for hosting family and friends. And give the best start to your day with Golden Blossom maple syrup. It's a pure maple syrup with a dark flavor and robust taste. I like a stronger maple flavor for my waffles, French toast, or pancakes. It makes every bite better. Look for the green and gold label, and for lots of delicious recipes, check out goldenblossomhoney.com.
Golden blossom honey.
The station you know, the people you trust. 1010 wins.
The News Watch never stops. This is 1010 Wins. You give us 22 minutes, we'll give you the world.
Good afternoon. 72 degrees at 4:40. I'm Lori Madden, and here's what's happening. Police are searching for a U-Haul truck with Arizona plates in connection with this morning's mass shooting on the N train in Sunset Park. As the manhunt continues for the gunman, Mayor Adams tells 1010 Wins there was a problem with the camera at the 36th Street DN and R station. 10 people are recovering from gunshot wounds from the attack. 6 others suffered other injuries. Witnesses are describing a scene of chaos and terror in that station.
I was seeing people flee with fear that I don't think I've ever seen in my life.
Many rushing to the aid of their fellow commuters. Comedian Gilbert Gottfried has died at the age of 67. His family said he had long been suffering from an illness. On Wall Street, the Dow closed down 87 points today. The Nasdaq down 40. S&P's falling 15 points. 1010 Wins Accuweather says clear to partly cloudy tonight, low 53. Another mild day tomorrow with clouds and sun, high 68. Wednesday time 4:41. Time for traffic and transit. Here's Maya Levinson.
And we're getting some updates from the MTA. They're now telling us there's limited Coney Island bound D and N service from Manhattan. Now, our service between Manhattan and Brooklyn does remain suspended. The B and W lines, those are completely suspended, and the F and M lines are rerouted, all because of that earlier incident out at Sunset Park. Here's what you need to know about the bridges and tunnels. Outbound of Holland Tunnel, about 35 minutes, they finally cleared that broken down car of one of the tubes. Inbound about 20 minutes. Outbound at the the Lincoln Tunnel, we're at 20 minutes. Pretty quiet on the inbound side. George Washington Bridge, still about an hour on the outbound side from both the east and west side. All the approaches are jammed up. It is looking good on the inbound side. Westbound LIE between Jericho, Turnpike, and Glen Cove Road out at North Hempstead. There's a crash now taking out the left and center lanes. Eastbound LIE and Northern State are slow from around the Clearview out to the Meadowbrook. I'm Ian Levinson. Our next report at 4:51 on 1010 Wins.
Breaking news now on 1010 Wins.
As the manhunt continues for the suspect responsible for this morning's mass shooting on an N train in Sunset Park, Brooklyn, police are now searching for a U-Haul truck with Arizona license plates. Sources telling the Associated Press that officers around the city have been told that if they spot this U-Haul, they need to stop it and detain anyone inside. Police also asking the public for help in sharing any video you may have from the 36th Street DN and R station where this attack erupted on that N train just before 8:30 this morning. 10 people were shot and wounded. 5 are in critical condition this afternoon. Another 6 suffered various other injuries. We have team coverage, beginning with our Samantha Liebman.
The FDNY responding to the 36th Street station just before 8:30. Video sent to 1010 Wind shows a Manhattan-bound N train pulling in. The screams of terrorized passengers, some limping with injuries. The smoke pours out of the train car. Police Commissioner Keyshawn Sewell.
An individual on that train donned what appeared to be a gas mask. He then took a canister out of his bag and opened it. The train at that time began to fill with smoke. He then opened fire, striking multiple people.
At least 10 people shot, 5 critical, dozens injured. Nearby schools put on lockdown. Police saying no explosives found on the subway, but an active shooter now roaming the streets of the city.
A male black, approximately 5 feet 5 inches tall with a heavy build. He was wearing a green construction type vest and a hooded sweatshirt. The color is gray.
The NYPD says it doesn't appear terror-related. Samantha Liebman, 1010 Wind, in Sunset Park, Brooklyn.
Mayor Eric Adams tells 1010 Winds, for now, we don't have a surveillance image of the gunman from the station.
We do know this, that there was a problem with the camera at that particular station. We're investigating on if there were any video footage there, but at this time, we're tracking down a number of leads. We feel confident that we're going to apprehend the person that's responsible.
The mayor spoke to President Biden today, who commented on the attack.
Jill and I, my wife Jill and I, are praying for those who are injured and all those touched by that trauma. We're grateful for all the first responders who jumped into action, including civilians who didn't hesitate to help their fellow passengers and try to shield them. My team has been in touch with Mayor Adams, the New York Police Commissioner, and the Department of Justice and the FBI are working closely with the NYPD on the ground. We're going to continue to stay in close contact with New York authorities and as we learn more about the situation over the coming hours and days.
The president making his comments during a visit to Iowa. Back to New York now. 1010 Wind reporter Carol DeOria is at one of the Brooklyn hospitals where the patients were taken.
Maimonides Medical Center was a very busy place. Dr. John Marshall, who chairs the emergency department, said none of the ones brought here was in critical condition. In fact, 3 people who suffered exposure have already been released. We don't know the gaseous, smoky substance that was released from the canister, but we do know the gunman himself wore a gas mask. We also had 2 gunshot victims brought here, not critical. Dr. Marshall says they are stable.
Both the patients have their families with them. They're in good spirits. They've got support around them and should recover well.
He said the hospital was well prepared for the patients.
The attitude in the hospital right now is generally positive. I think if COVID has taught us one thing, is how to pull together as a team.
Carol DeOria, 1010 Winds outside Maimonides Medical Center on Fort Hamilton Parkway.
Witnesses have been recounting their terrifying experiences.
Cell phone video shows the N train car filling with smoke. People on board trying to cover their faces with shirts and jackets. Sam Carcamo spoke to 1010 Winds about what he witnessed. He was on an R train heading to work. It pulled into the 36th Street station at the same time as the smoke-filled N train arrived.
Smoke just poured out of the train. I saw people running away from it, and I figured, I've lived in New York my entire life, that there's probably a fight going on, but there were way too many people, and I was seeing people flee with fear that I don't think I've ever seen in my life.
Carcamo says MTA workers then rushed all of them back onto the R train to get them out of the 36th Street station. When they arrived at 25th Street, he realized people had been shot.
So it's not what I was expecting. I woke up extra early, tried to get to work extra early, and ended up with this awful warning.
Eileen LaPalmer, 1010 Winds News. We also spoke to Kenneth Foote Smith. He was on that N train in the car just ahead of the car where the attack took place. He and others in his car realized something was terribly wrong when they saw someone trying to get into their car.
There's a gentleman on that platform trying to open the door that leads to our train car, and he's banging all his might, using all his strength to open it, but it won't open. And we see the smoke kind of continue to fill the car, and then we see people's faces start being against the glass.
He says when the N train eventually pulled into the station, there were people who had been bloodied by bullets on the platform, others running in a chaotic situation. Many jumped on that local R that pulled in and then quickly pulled out with those
escaping. And once again, as police search for this suspect, they are asking that if you have any video or other information stemming from the attack this morning, to please call Crime Stoppers at 1-800-577-TIPS, and make sure you keep it locked in to 1010 Wins and 1010wins.com for the very latest on the subway attack and the search for the gunman. Our coverage will continue in just a moment. Wins News Time 4:48. Vax Up, Boost Up, New York City. Together, we can protect ourselves, our families, friends, and fellow New Yorkers from COVID-19. Getting vaccinated and boosted is easier than ever with vaccination sites all over the city. Get vaccinated and stay up to date with your booster. Vax Up, Boost Up, New York City. Visit nyc.gov/COVID vaccine or call 877-VAX4NYC to find a vaccination site.
We could fly to such great heights.
With MSC Cruises, a world of discovery awaits. And now you can set sail with free balcony upgrades to enjoy those ultimate ocean views. Plus, kids sail free, so gather the group. And rest easy with flexible booking changes. Discover the Caribbean and the Bahamas, including Ocean Key, our award-winning private island. Only the sea offers you so much. Only MSC Cruises offers you so much more. To book, call your travel advisor or visit msccruises.com. Restrictions apply.
Paid for by Bank on Yourself. Have you been putting your retirement savings in a 401k, IRA, or investment account? Then I have one word of advice. Stop. You've seen what's happening in the market. This is clearly no time to gamble. Can you really afford to lose any more of your retirement savings? Hey, here's the good news. You don't have to lose another penny because there's a better, safer way to save for retirement. And you can learn all about it in a free report. This is the report Wall Street desperately hopes you'll never see. Why? Because this method continues to grow your money, even when the market tumbles, just as it's done for more than 160 years. And it gives you tax-free and penalty-free access to your savings. These are treacherous times, and now, more than ever, you can't afford to take one wrong step. So get the information you need today to guarantee your retirement security. Hurry, to get this free report, go to SaveYourRetirementNow.com right now. That's SaveYourRetirementNow.com. SaveYourRetirementNow.com.
Wins News Time 4:50. We got word this afternoon that comedian Gilbert Gottfried has died.
The comedian, known for his dry delivery, scratchy voice, and screen roles, including Jafar's parrot Iago in Aladdin.
Boy, Jafar's gonna be happy to see you.
Gilbert Gottfried died Tuesday, according to his family, which posted on social media that he passed after a long illness. They call him a wonderful husband, brother, friend, and father to his 2 young children, and say, though today is a sad day for all of us, please keep laughing as loud as possible in Gilbert's honor. Gilbert Gottfried was 67. Jason Nathanson, ABC News, Hollywood.
Wednesday time 4:51. Time for traffic and transit with Mayan Levinson.
As we take a look at our transit updates for you, they're telling us now limited Coney Island bound D and N service from Manhattan. Our service between Manhattan and Brooklyn does remain suspended. They've also continued to suspend the B and W lines. Now the F and M lines are rerouted as we try to make sense of all this. They're encouraging you, of course, to take buses if you can. Here's what you need to know about the bridges and tunnels. Inbound George Washington Bridge, we are looking good. Outbound, not so good. Just about 45 minutes for both the east and westbound approaches. West Side Highway is jammed up, as is the FDR. Lincoln Tunnel about 20 minutes in, 30 minutes out. Holland Tunnel's at 10 minutes on the inbound side and just about 30 minutes on the outbound side. A slow ride on Long Island on the westbound side of the LIE. Jericho Turnpike out to Glen Cove Road. A crash takes out the left and center lanes. Delays along the eastbound LIE in Northern State. They're slow from around the Clearview Expressway right out to the Meadowbrook Parkway. This report is sponsored by Morningside Nursing and Rehabilitation Center. I'm Mayan Levinson on 1010 Wins.
If you're in need of inpatient, short, or long-term rehabilitation, Morningside Nursing and Rehabilitation Center in the Bronx is ready to give you the type of care that will make the difference. Call 718-409-8200 or visit MorningsideNRC.com to learn more.
Now the Accuweather 4-day forecast. Here is meteorologist Brian Thompson.
It's going to remain pretty comfortable into this evening. Low temperatures have been up around 70 this afternoon across much of the area, and we'll have a partly cloudy sky tonight, only dropping down to 53. Breezy at times tomorrow with intervals of clouds and sunshine. High 68 in the city, closer to 60 across portions of Long Island. Mid-70s, though, well
inland across North Jersey into portions of the Hudson Valley. Many spots getting near or even up a little above 70 as we get into tomorrow afternoon. Now, tomorrow night will be mild with a partly to mostly cloudy sky, low 60. Warmest day of the week will be Thursday with a gusty breeze. We'll have some sunshine. There could be a shower or thunderstorm later in the afternoon or early in the evening. High 78. Lower 80s, though, in some western suburbs. A cooler day on Friday, but still pleasant with some sun returning. High 66. It will turn out mostly cloudy Saturday with a couple of showers likely, especially in the afternoon and evening. High Saturday 66. 72 degrees right now. It's mostly sunny in Midtown. We're going down to 53 tonight. I'm Accuweather meteorologist Brian Thompson on New York's weather station 1010 West.
With Nissan 453, we learned a little bit more about the dildo beast. A Suffolk County police have released video that shows Megan Waterman, one of the women whose bodies was found at Gilgo, in a Suffolk County hotel just before she disappeared on June 6, 2010. Waterman is seen at the Holiday Inn Express in Hauppauge. Police think when she left, she was on her way to meet her killer. Suffolk County Crime Stoppers also doubled reward money in connection with the case today from $25,000 to $50,000. As inflation continues to squeeze your wallet, the government says it's now at its fastest pace in more than 40 years.
The Labor Department says its consumer price index jumped 8.5% last month from a year earlier, the biggest year-over-year increase since late 1981. Inflation from February to March was up 1.2% compared to 0.8% from January to February. The report is the first to capture the full gas price surge following Russia's Ukraine invasion. That's led to higher transportation costs for goods, which in turn are now more expensive for consumers, though inflation had already hit its highest level in 4 decades before the war. Everything from food to gas to housing costs more, wiping out pay raises many people have received. Sagar Magani, Washington.
Wednesday time 4:55.
America keeps turning to Kohl'S. He's been beating the competition to become the king of business news.
I will always tell it to you straight.
No one else has his experience. No one else does his kind of analysis.
And I'm not going to hold back.
Plus, the essential insight you need from heavy hitters in business and politics. Kohl'S.
From Wall Street to K Street to your street.
Weekdays 4 p.m. Eastern. Only on 5.